Hello everyone, in this video I wanted to show you how to download and configure OpenDLP virtual machine so that you can do some data loss prevention work. Now in this one we are only going to download and configure the DLP machine. In the next video we will actually configure some scans and use it. Okay. So here are the steps. The thing that you need to do, you need to go to the code.google.com and open up a new page. Once you go there, just review what it is. It's a data loss prevention suite with centralized web interface that is, not the most advanced looking, but you can configure everything from there. And it supports scanning of Windows, Linux, and it could be agent based or agentless. Okay, if it's agent based, then you would deploy an agent to all the machines that you want to scan. Agentless will be done from a central server. Now, what you need to do, you need to download, okay, come down here to the downloads part and then download all of these files, okay, and that's what I have listed in this guide. So just download these files. So these are 7-zip files that are broken into 7 different parts. Once you downloaded all of them in a folder, install the 7-zip if you're using Windows and double click on that particular file. It will extract everything. If you are using Linux, make sure that you have the 7ZA tool and then just run this particular command 7ZA and then E, then name of the first file, okay, this file, and it will extract the OVA. And let me show you my downloads folder, which I have already done. So if I go to downloads and open DLP, you see that I have the .001 to .007, all these files, and then I ran that command that I just told you. Okay, that would look like something like that here. So if I run this command over here and I'm using the inside the OpenDLP folder, so it extracted everything went well. And if I go back to the folder, so now I have the OpenDLP vm.ova. So once I have an OVA file, everything is pre-installed. So if you want to install it in a Ubuntu, in a machine, you actually have to go through a lot of configuration by yourself, right? So this is a readme for the OpenDLP. You see there are lots of things that you gotta do. Okay, these are the requirements. You need to have a Apache, SQL, Samba, WinExe, Perl, and a whole bunch of things, plus SSL certificate setup. Apache needs to be configured properly. Your MySQL configuration needs to be correct. Your web application configuration needs to be correct. Perl configuration needs to be correct. So if you don't want to do that all by hand, you can just use the VM or the OVA, which is already set up to do all of that stuff. So next thing you need to do, install your virtual Oracle VM, okay, and then you just import that file. So import is very, very simple, right? So you click on file and then import appliance, and let's see, I go to downloads, OpenDLP, and the OVA, OpenDLP 0.5.1 VM OVA. That is the file we are going to import. And one thing that I'm going to remove from here is the USB controller. Okay, so that creates some problem. So, and then try to import it, hit the import button. And now it is importing the virtual machine in my virtual environment that I have. Okay, so if you didn't do anything and just imported just like that, you may have some networking problem. So let's see what we may have. So let's just get it downloaded or imported first. Let me come back over here. I have given some comments over here how you want to configure your networking as well. So we'll look into that as soon as this import is done. Pretty much, if you want to use, okay, let's over here. So we'll just show it. So it's using Ubuntu. It says okay, could not start the machine because of the following physical network interfaces were found. ENO0. You can either change the machine's network setting or stop the machine. So let's, if you get this message, just change this. And let's go to start with a NAT adapter first. Let's see if it's hit OK and see what happens. Okay, so here it is starting the machine, and the first thing I want to say, to you will need the username and password to get onto the machine to do some configuration, and the username is just OpenDLP and the password is OpenDLP as well. So we are in. So the first thing I want to check, so IPADDR, IP address of the machine. If you look at it, I have no IP address assigned to the machine just yet. Okay, so it's just a ETH1 and then nothing. So what we want to do, let's close this one. Okay, power off the machine, and come back over here to tools, preferences, let's see, network. So I created a my DLP network that you can use. Okay, the other one that I really wanted to use is the bridge network that gave us trouble a little bit ago, but I'm going to try it out one more time. So here I'm going to come back to bridge network, and in my regular machine what I'll do a if config and see what I have. So I have some interfaces. ALO is the local, there's the ENO1, Docker I don't want, and I have a WLP2S0. So that looks like I have a network interface where I have a address that looks that makes sense, that's usable, 192.168.0.15. So I want to bridge my network back to this particular network interface. So make sure WLP2S0, that looks good to me, and let's see, hit OK and see if I can restart and if it gives me any trouble. So if it does not give me any trouble, then hopefully I can still use the same my host machine's interface to provide the IP address. So my host DHCP will act as a DHCP server and to provide IP address to this machine, and I should be able to talk to this particular machine from my host Ubuntu machine. Now if you're using Windows, you can do the same thing. You just have to use like PuTTY probably to get and log into the system. Alright, second, what I'll do again, OpenDLP and then do OpenDLP. So let's get into the machine and then IPADDR. So now I still didn't get any IP address. Okay, so what I'll do next, let's take a look at VI etc network and interfaces. I want to see what we have. You provide your password for sudo, which is OpenDLP, and okay, so over here what I see, that interface is ETH0, but I think it needs to be changed to ETH1 in my case. So I'll go to insert mode and make it 1. Let's change that to 1 as well, and then save and exit that file, and I'll do if down, and then I think if down is yeah, it's one word, if down, then ETH1. let's see if that does. Okay, so what I'll do, I have to add a sudo to that one. It says not configured. Okay, so if up, let's see if up is gonna work or not. If up and it's trying to do something, let's see if it's successful. It's looks like it's stopped and then it started. So I'm gonna do IPADDR again to see if we have any yeah, now I see that if you see for some reason it's not highlighting inside my virtual machine. Let's see, view, full screen mode maybe, I don't know. All I want to show is here inet 192.168.0.28 is now the IP address of the OpenDLP machine. Okay, that's what I wanted to get to. Now typically what you may want to do, you want to set up a bunch of other machines and put them into a same network, so you are not using the host machine to connect back to your OpenDLP machine. If you want to set up your lab that way, you just go back and create a NAT network and put all the machines that you want to talk to each other in the same NAT network. In this case, for our case, we are using our computer's network to assign an IP address to this particular virtual machine. So now all I need to make sure is come back over here, do a clear on it, and then let's see, come over here, and then I need to ping 192.168.0.28 and hit enter, and there we go. So now you see that I'm getting responses back, so now I know that I can talk to that particular OpenDLP. So my server is running just fine. Control C. So now next thing that you need to do, you need to configure your OpenDLP server. Okay, now how do you connect it? So to connect it, just go and open a Firefox window, okay, and type the same address where we just pinged, okay, 192.168.0.28. Copy that address. So that is the IP address of the DLP machine that is running. So paste. Now you see, hey, there's a problem. There's a SSL problem, and this website might not support this, that. So here we need to import some SSL versioning. And how do you do that? So let's just work on it. Alright, first of all, you just click on the button to enable the lower version of your TLS, and that will bring you to this particular page. Now it's Firefox telling me Firefox detected potential security threat and did not continue to this. If you visit this site, attackers could try to steal information. So you go to the advanced, and over here let's see, accept the risk and continue, and it says the connection failed. Okay, so that means this, to connect to this page, we gotta have the SSL certificate installed, and let's see how to do that. Alright, so what do you need to do? You need to come to your Firefox. Okay, so I was here, so click on this button and try to do some search. So maybe go to the settings, okay, and from the settings search for shard. So that brings up the certificates tab. Click on view certificates, and here you have all the pre-imported certificates already with you. So you're gonna click on import, and now let's go to OpenDLP, see if we have any certificates in here already available to me. There should be one. Give me 1 second. Actually, you want to make sure that you are on this your certificate tab before you try to import. So come to that one, then hit import, and now you see the client.p12, that certificate is now available. So you need to open that one, and here is asking for a password. Enter the password that was used to encrypt the certificates. So no password is actually needed in here, so you can just say okay and just cancel that one. So once that's done, let's try to go back to this page one more time. Okay, so what I'll do, I may have to go to the index or OpenDLP and then index.html. Let's see if that works. Okay, so go back to my notes. There's a particular page that you need to go to. Maybe I have closed that file. No, it's here. So yeah, so this is the page that I need to go to. So over here, let's just do this, OpenDLP, and that also gave me some trouble. So give me 1 second. Alright, I got stuck for a second. So when I tried to import, I didn't really actually import it. It just, so let me what I do, I'm going to delete this and I'm going to re-import that one more time so that it's completely clear. So you will still have to come over here okay, and then go to settings, then look for sort. So that will get you to view certificates, and in here make sure you are at the your certificates, click on import, go to the folder where you have extracted your OVA file and select the client.p12, hit open. Here don't put any password, just say sign in, and then you will see this certificate will show up in here. So you have to make sure that it's there and then hit OK. So once we are done up to that point, I can go to 192.168.1, sorry, 192.168.1.0, sorry, 0.28. So that is the IP of my VirtualBox OpenDLP. So hit enter, and I was expecting this will go there properly this time. Let me try it one more time. 192.168. so let's just try this one. OpenDLP still gave me a problem, so give me another second. Actually, I'm just going to troubleshoot this with you. So I'm just going to open up a new window, new private window, and I'm double verify, because this is the place where you may get stuck, and just like that I'm getting stuck here. So I make sure that I have that, hit OK. I'm gonna go back to the virtual machine and double verify that my IP address is still valid. So 192.168.0.28. so let's see, 192.168.0.28, and there we go. Now finally I have this. Okay, so now this site has requested that you identify yourself with the certificate. Organization OpenDLP, issued under OpenDLP. Here you need to hit OK, and now this is not found on the server. So this time what you need to do again is go and find out the OpenDLP portion of it. So let's see, let's just go back over here. So you need to add this rest of it. Go back over here, put it there, hit enter. Now you have a success, right? So at this time, this URL is finally telling you, hey, I will let you access, but you need to provide some username or password. So I'm gonna go back in here. Here the username is DLP user and the password is OpenDLP. So let's put DLP user. O, capital O, P, E, N, then capital D, capital L, capital P, and hit enter. And there we go. So, so we got a really bit trouble. We got in a little trouble for the certificate installation. So once you figure that out, you are in the OpenDLP UI, and here where you can do a lot of stuff. So it's also saying over here it's a free and open source agent-based, centrally managed, massively distributed data loss prevention tool, and it's released under GPL license. OpenDLP can identify sensitive data at rest on thousands of systems simultaneously. OpenDLP has two components, and the web component is what we are looking at right now. They also have Windows agent, they have Metasploit agent. You can also do agentless database scan, agentless OS and share scan. And to get started, there is a README file. You can review existing PCREs, create a profile, start a scan, review results. So that is the workflow that we're going to do in the next videos. I'm just trying to keep this video short. So the thing that we will do, okay, we'll create a profile first, create a new profile. Once the profile is done, what we will do, we'll go over, configure the profile, and based on the system that we want to scan, we'll configure. And once that's done, we're going to use a new scan to scan the system. All right, hope you enjoyed installing this particular DLP, and let's have a lot more fun in the next video when we actually start scanning some servers and find some sensitive data. Thank you.